Hello everyone, my name's Bowman and I appreciate you checking out the latest video in my business video series. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, I'd ask that you would do that so you don't miss any of the videos. And I appreciate all the comments and feedback and suggestions that I'm getting, both privately and publicly through the different forums. I post these things on LinkedIn and Facebook, and also they're all on my YouTube channel, so that's the easiest way to find them. Today I want to talk to you about something. I had made a post on LinkedIn yesterday, and it has to do with times. Not specifically time management, but the way you're dealing with time as a whole. Most of us spend the majority of our time at work. So the post said, if you're so busy every week counting down the moments to 5 o'clock Friday, and you dread Mondays, you're probably working for the wrong company. Now, as I reflect on that a little bit, I want to alter that just a little bit. It's not necessarily that you're working for the wrong company. This has nothing to do with your employer. It has everything to do with you. Perhaps the company that you work for is the right company, but the position is the wrong position inside that company. So let me augment and rephrase. If you are counting down your moments to 5 o'clock on Friday, on Tuesday, and on Wednesday, and on Thursday, perhaps you're doing the wrong job. Perhaps you're in the wrong spot. And I want you to consider that because life is so short. I'm now in my early 40s. And I was just talking to my dad, and we were on a video chat, and my kids, we were all talking. And I was just reminiscing with my dad a little bit, and the kids were in the room, so they were hearing it. And my dad gave them some great advice. He said, kids, let me tell you a secret. Enjoy your childhood as long as you can. Don't be in a rush to grow up. Now as a mid-40s young man that I am, I was telling my dad, I said, Dad, it's like, it used to be the days to me in relative time are like weeks are now. I mean, I blink and the week is over. And it seems like the months now take the same amount of time that the weeks used to take. And he said, just wait. As you get older, it gets worse. And I thought, man, if that's true, it's not that every moment matters, but every moment matters. We need to live our lives on purpose. We need to not get caught up in distractions. These cell phones are great, but I'm going to tell you what. You want to be conscious of how you're living your life. It starts with your work. What are you doing at work? Money is not the end-all be-all. Success is not the end-all be-all. You need to do a good job. You need to give it 100%. Your employer is paying you a lot of money to produce. So I hope that you're giving them their best. I certainly do. That's not what I'm saying. So I'm not saying slack off. By all means, don't do that. Have a good work ethic. But what I am saying is, if for some reason, every day, every moment of your professional life is misery, is grinding, is pain, then perhaps it's time to make a change. Now, that may not mean leave your employer. That may mean just sit down and have a face-to-face with your manager or with the owner of your company and say, hey, can we make some changes so that this can become a little more enjoyable for me? I didn't say less stressful. I'm in a high-stress position. Every month, because I'm in sales, I have to hit a quota. I have a quota, right? And my quota is pretty high. It's the highest quota I've ever had on a regular basis. That doesn't bother me, right? It is stress, but it doesn't bother me, okay? But every month, when it's the first of the month, I start back over at 0, right? And so some people, that would be overwhelming, that pressure. For me, I'm used to it. 20 years of sales, it's not a big deal. Some months, I'm going to be honest, some months I don't hit my quota, and it's okay. Some months I go over my quota. The point is stress. How do you handle the stress, right? If it's something that just feels like you're being choked and somebody's got their arms around your neck or they've got their hands on your shoulder and they're pushing you down, right? If that's the case, then perhaps it's time to make a change. Like I said, time is too short. You only get one trip. Your trip is an undetermined amount of days. We don't know. There's not a date on the calendar that says, Ira, this is your last day on Earth and you have this much time, so you can break it up and enjoy it and do what you want in the time that you're given. I don't know. I don't know how much time I have. So I want to make sure that whatever time I do have, I'm using it wisely. And I hope that you would do the same thing. So if you're not enjoying your job, maybe it's time to change jobs. Look for something that makes you happy. The other thing I'm going to tell you is don't spend all your time on work. Find something that you're passionate about outside of work. Volunteer. Spend time helping. Be a mentor. There's so many different things that you can do. I don't know if you've read my bio yet, but if you have, you'll notice I have 8 children. I've been married for over 18 years and I have 8 children. I have so many things to do outside of work. That motivates me. One of the questions that I get a lot is the why. And it's a question that I ask a lot, the why. Why is it that people are doing what they do? What is it that makes you do what you do? For me, a lot of it is my wife and kids. I want to provide for them. I want to set a good example for them. I want to help train them. I want to help give them the support that they need to succeed, the coaching, and just the love that they need to be fulfilled. These are things that I want to provide for them. So for me, the why I work really hard is not a question for me. I know exactly why I'm motivated to work so hard. First of all, as a child, I developed this affinity for winning. I love to win. It's part of team sports and part of solo sports, wrestling and baseball and these different activities that I was in, and even later in college. I always wanted to win. Now, it doesn't mean that I needed to be the star or have the spotlight on me, but I just had this desire to win, and it's helped propel me in sales, because sales is very much a competitive business. If nothing else, I'm competing with myself, and with that aforementioned quota that I just talked about, I've got to hit that number. That number is a very real number, and if I don't hit it, there's real-world consequences that affect a lot of people, not just me. What is it that is pressuring you? Is it something that drives you forward, or is it something that feels like a noose around your neck? If it feels like a noose, you're probably doing something that you don't love. I did not get into the print business because I sought out to be a professional print salesperson. That actually happened quite by chance. But I'll tell you what, after 20 years of being in the print business, I love it. I love everything about print. I love the equipment. I love the smells. I love the people. I love the pressure of the deadlines. I love the creativity. I love all the different substrates that we get to work with. Man, I could put an image on anything. You name the surface, I know a way to get an image on it. It's really cool. And they're coming out, these scientists come out with new materials or substrates and new ink technologies. The latex technology is fantastic. What HP just did with the flatbed latex is unbelievable. You can direct print to just about any surface in the world now, between the latex cloth printers and the substrate printers. I don't want to get too far off into printing. We'll talk about printing some other time. But the point is, I love what I do. When I go to work, I don't care if it's Monday at 6 a.m. I don't care if it's Saturday at 3 p.m. I don't care if it's Friday at 2 in the morning. I don't mind working, ever. But I also don't want it to consume my life to be the only thing, because as I've talked about, I have other things that I'm passionate about. Something I like to do, because I believe in the Bible, is I like to share my testimony with others. And maybe someday I'll shoot a video and tell you my testimony, right? But again, that's not what this video is about. Volunteer, get involved, be a mentor, coach. These are things that you can do to help free that pressure that you feel. And if the pressure is so great that it feels like this, then okay, now it's time to make a change. Again, talk to your employer, see if there's something that they can do. But if they can't, man, there are a million recruiters on LinkedIn who would love to help you find another job. Get into something that you love. Go work for somebody that you're passionate about working for. Maybe it's time you move. You're not a tree. You're not planted by the river. You can get up and reposition yourself if you need to. I know I've moved a lot of times in my career. Now, I did that a lot as a necessity because I didn't have my college degree, and I needed to move to find the job that would make the money so I could support my family as my family grew. Now, one of the things I'm proudest of, and I would recommend if you haven't already, I went back to school at night as the world slept, and I finished my degree online, and I have my bachelor's degree, and I'm very proud of it. That was something that I decided to make a change. I reduced on purpose the amount of sleep I was getting at night, and I finished my degree in the wee hours of the morning, and I still got up and went to work. But because I was doing a job that I loved, and because I was studying and finishing my degree for a purpose, even though I was living on a lot less sleep, I was basically living on 2 hours of sleep per night for 2 years straight, because I did winter sessions and summer sessions, so I never stopped until the degree was done. But I'll tell you, I'm so thankful that I did, and it opens up more doors. Now I have the opportunity to work for anybody, because when they had that college degree requirement, I didn't feel it, but now I do. Now I'm not looking for a new job. I love working for California Surveying and Drafting Supplies. In fact, I don't ever want to leave it. It's where I want to retire. Hopefully you can say the same thing about where you're working, but if not, maybe it's time again to just consider. Take a pause, hit the pause button, evaluate, and then consider how you're spending your time. There will be another video on time management specific. I'll show you how I break out my day and how I set my priorities and how I attack the time in the day. That video is coming. But for now, I'm going to conclude by saying this. You are important. Your importance is not the title with which you hold. The important is not how much money you have in the bank. It's not how much your net check is. Your worth is so much greater than that. If you are not enjoying your life, if you're miserable, if you hate your job, you owe it to yourself and your family and anyone who looks up to you to treat yourself better than that. This is not about being selfish. This is about treating yourself the way you would treat others. Love yourself. You deserve better. I hope you'll take my advice. Thanks again for watching my videos. Please leave me comments. Please share. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll see you next time.